Hello, my name is Eduardo and I am here with a tutorial for App Inventor, and this is a tutorial that I did a similar tutorial some time ago, okay, but it was with no audio and comments, and today I will show you basically the best practices before uploading files to App Inventor. And the idea basically of this video was just to show you how to upload multiple files to App Inventor, okay, but I will show you, okay, some suggestions, okay, before you upload your files, especially talking about images or sounds, okay. So well, for this video, okay, you will need App Inventor, and also you will need I suggest you get Gimp, okay, that is an image editor, okay, and it is free, or if you want you can use Inkscape, okay, both are free. Well, the first thing, let's suppose I have here my project, okay, I call it multiple files, okay, and for this project I have different images, okay. It is, imagine that it's like a gallery or something, and I want to use lots of images, okay, and I want to upload all of them. In App Inventor you have to upload one by one file, okay. So but imagine if you have a big project with 30 images, okay, and 30 sounds, okay, it will be like really hard to do this, okay, one by one, and quite frustrating, okay. Well, today I will show you some tips, okay, but before we upload a file we have to optimize these files, okay, especially images, because if not we are going to have a very huge APK, okay, or app, okay, and people, okay, they don't like huge apps. Well, first, some ideas here. We have these images. I just made these images, but let's suppose that we have another image, okay. I am missing one image. I will show you something here. So first, I go here and I try to find another image. So it's an image about girls. So I just copy this image, and I told you you can get Gimp, okay, or you can use Inkscape. I will show you in both how to do this thing. So you can use Inkscape or Gimp. So now you have your image and you want to download it to use it with your app. Well, now before that you have to consider this: the power of 2. Okay, well, I'm not an expert in math, okay, but I recommend you go to the Wikipedia, okay, and go to this to check the power of 2. You are not interested in the blah 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 blah. You are just interested in this kind of table, okay. If you check here, we have some values. These are the values I recommend you use when you create your images for game, for sprites, for canvas, for buttons, anything, okay. Even to design your app, I use these values, okay. Well, I'll explain you why. Well, I'm not going to explain you everything, but if you want to have clear images, okay, with not terrible distortions or with pixels around them, so you need to consider to use these values, okay. So for example, if you want to have something like this 256 if you want to have something like a square, I recommend you use 256 times 64, okay. For example, here let's use for this Inkscape. So I will show you just really fast, and this is the aspect that you try to have in all your images. For example, if I want to have an image like this, it is 256. Let me just hear the values. So here the width and tall, you can select this 128 or 64. And this is for in an image that like a button, okay, or maybe you can have it like that, more square, and that's it. So these are things that you have to consider, guys. Remember, well, I remember I didn't use this thing, okay, and I have some problems with my images. They look like quite distorted and with some little white pixels in them, and I wasn't sure about that. But then I found a website, and they say, well, they say that it is a good idea, okay, or a good practice to resize everything based on the power of 2, okay, values. So if you want to have a square, well, you can have a square like 200. Now, I recommend you use, if you want to have a very, like a good balance between quality and size, something like that. 500. For example, for this app, we are going to use this value, 512 times 512. Okay, and that it's okay. If you are planning to make your icon for your app, also use this value. Okay, if you want to have something bigger, well, go for this and this one. And then I will show you, I guess, another video about how to design this, the basic layout, okay, using again Inkscape, okay. Well, talking about the images, we are going to use this value, yes. So 512 times 512. So in Inkscape, we just create a square like that. In Gimp, it's a little bit different. You just go here. Let me close this just because sometimes the theme doesn't look very well. We reopen this thing, and remember we want to have 512, okay, pixels. Gimp. So it is important always to have this, okay, because if we have very nice apps, people like to download nice apps, okay, good looking apps. Well, we have this. So if you are in Gimp, you are planning to make something like that, and imagine that, well, I told you I want to have a 112 image, like a square. I just set it like here, new image, and then you set it, and you say accept, and that's it. You have it here, plus and minus. It is just to scale a little bit. Now let's go with the image. Remember that I was trying to find an image, and I had this image of the beautiful girl. We copy the image, then we go to, first let's go to Inkscape. In Inkscape we're going to paste it, edit, paste. We wait a little bit, and that's it. You said, oh, okay, I want to have this image. Well, there is an idea here. So if you check these buttons, they are like controlling, okay, who is in front and who is behind or at the background. So let's send this girl to the background with this one, and that's it. And you have this square. So this is like the place, the image holder. So for this, you can decrease just the opacity to see a little bit better. And it doesn't matter the color, okay, so you can have blue, yellow, green. So I will just decrease here the opacity of the square. Now you just scale the image as you want to fit in the girl's face. That's it. So now we select first this, and then we press shift, hold shift, and select the image of the girl. Okay, again, select the square, hold shift, and select this one. Then you go to object, and then you say here, recording, I guess in English is like cut, and then use apply, and that's it. You have your beautiful image. And then you are ready to export this image, export, and then you find it in your apps directory. So you go to folders, documents. I go for mine that it's in Papa. Oops, sorry. App Inventor. And I created a folder for this that it's called assets. Okay, so I put inside everything, images and sounds. So I go here and I just rename it. For this app I was using just consecutive numbers, so maybe this is 11. and that's it. Export, and you have it over there. Okay, don't forget to press export. Now, what about if you are using Gimp? Well, let's select another ugly girl. What about I don't know, I guess this girl looks okay. Well, something different. I don't know. Maybe this one. Yes, because this is a little bit smaller than the real size. So let's copy this. Then we go to GIMP. And then we just edit, paste. If you check, the image is smaller. Now, you have to consider thing in this case. Well, when you paste, you just select to a new layer. And that's it. Now you select here the layer of the girl, and you need to think about this. If the image is very small, okay, so maybe if you make it bigger, you can get some distortion, or sometimes no. Okay, so you just drop this tool that is to scale, and you just press shift to scale it without distortion, and then you just see. You analyze and you check, well, it doesn't look that bad. So imagine that is in a cell phone, okay, so maybe it's okay. Now you have the image and you just go to file, and then you can export as a PNG, and then again you find your folder assets, and remember this is 11. Well, now we call it 12. Export, yes, and you have the image. Then we go to our folder, and you have the images, and they look okay. Now let me just here, so you have all the images, all at the same size, and you might think, well, we are ready to upload. No, not yet, not to App Inventor. Check. If you check the size, they are not very big, but if you select 2, 3, you have just, in this case, 1 mega. Okay? So, and this is not good. We want to have an app that is not very, that it's quite light. Okay, not very heavy. If you select, you have 4 megabytes just for these images, and there are just 12. Okay, well, there is a thing that you can do. Okay, so you have to go to this website that is TinyPNG. Okay, TinyPNG. So and you have to go there, and they are going to optimize your file. Okay, your PNGs or JPGs. I recommend PNGs. So well, you just do this. You just select all your images. Okay, just the images. Okay, remember, with Control, you select all the images in your app before uploading to App Inventor, and you just drag them. Okay, you can do this just with 20 images at the same time. Okay, if you have more, well, you just drag second time. You drag it over there, and you just wait. Okay, they are going to compress your file or optimize your file. Okay, so you will have the same quality, okay, but not so heavy, the image. Okay, so we will check. Okay, remember in the first part they were like 4 mega, and check the difference. For example, in this one 235, and now it's 88, 65. So, and I guess that's a good idea always, okay, to have this thing, especially if you are working with images, and sometimes the images are big, because these images are big, the ones that I am using, 512 pixels. But I want to have a good looking app, so that's the point. You can download individually the images here. You just press and you can download this image, or you can wait for all to be compressed, and then you just download all of them. I will wait, and you have the message. Okay, so it is more than a half. Okay, so it was reduced, and then you select download all, and in a zip file you will get all your images. And if you check, it is, well, we just here tinify, they call it tinify. Then we go here, we are going to extract this thing. We go here and we just wait for the file. Well, this is the tinify version, and we are going to extract. Okay, just to compare these things. Just to compare, just give me a second here. We are going to create here another layer. We are going to call it Assets Optimized. So to check the difference, okay? And we are going to extract all of these beautiful files in this new folder. And here we select all of them, and we have just this, okay, almost 1.5 MB. And if you remember the previous one, when you selected all the images, it was like 4. Okay, so you save some space. Okay, and remember, this is very important. Well, now you have your images and you're ready with your images, but what about your sounds? Now for the sounds, I have these sounds, okay, that these are WAP sounds. Okay, so these are just very simple sounds just to show you. Okay, well, for example, these are very simple sounds, and I will show you. The first thing, I have my sound. I use Audacity. Audacity is also free, a free sound editor, and I am using another one that is Audition, I guess. And check, I have my sound. Very simple sound, 8-bit sound, okay, and no problem. You just can edit your sound and make sure you don't have these kind of spaces sometimes, okay, especially at the beginning. Yes, so I have my sound and no problem. Now, what are the options you have? You have it in WAP. This is WAP format, very good quality, but sometimes they are not very well. This is a small sound, okay, so you can say, come on, it is just 21 kbytes, okay, kilobytes. It is, well, you have this, but there are other options that you have, and I have here. You can use the WAP, or you can use MP3, or you can use OGG. That is another format, okay? You checked here the size of these files. In MP3 it was better, it's smaller. And now let's do this. For example, if I have this one, explosion WAV, I open it in Audacity. I go here in Audacity, I open my file, just give me a second. Let's close this one first. No, explosion WAV. So you have the explosion. Now you select everything, okay, double click, and then you just say export selection, and you have the option MP3, or the one that I recommend it is OGG. Okay, what are the difference? Well, let's export first to MP3. Okay, and let's call it MP3 just to have it easier to see. You save. Well, sorry, here I am missing something. Export selection again, MP3, export MP3. Here you have options, and then you can set like 128, that I guess it's okay. If you're using voice, I recommend you can use 96, but 128, it's okay, good quality. So you export, save, you can write the name, and that's it. Now let's export it to OGG. Export selection, OGG Barbie's, okay, and then we rename it to OGG. Then we go to save, and that's it. Now let's check the difference. So first you have the original, that it's here, okay, 74 KB, and then you have the MP3, oops, 14, and then you have this one that is 13. So depending on your file, you will have this kind of stuff. Okay, in this case the best option it was the OGG. Now you say, well, maybe there is no big difference between MP3 and OGG. Well, you need to think about this. I recommend you use, for example, if you want to use just sounds, okay, sounds for your app like explosions or clicks or something like that, well, you can go for MP3 if you are comfortable with that. But if you're planning to use loops, okay, what is a loop? Well, for example, let's go here. I have another. Well, you have here a very simple loop, okay, and if you check the loop, it looks like it is like continuous track, okay. Well, that is the idea of the loop. Now, if I have this loop, okay, so for example, it is in WAP format, okay. I just wanted to show you this. Let's go back to Audacity. So let's call it here, I guess this is the loop. We're going to open it with Audacity. And now check, it is the same thing, okay. Now let's select everything, we double click, then we export selection, then we go to OGG, okay, and through OGG. We save it, and then we do the same for MP3 player. MP3 format, sorry. And you accept, and that's it. Then we go here and check the size. So we have first the original loop, it is 1 megabyte, okay, 26. Then we have this one, whoops, really small, 118, and then we have this one, not so small. Now you might think, well, this is the same. Well, not. Okay, if you are planning to use loops, I recommend you use OGG, okay, or the original format. But if you want to save some space, okay, and you want to have an optimized file, well, use OGG, okay, with App Inventor. But if you are planning to use a loop, don't use MP3. Well, this is the problem with MP3. Where let's open it, the file, the MP3 loop file in Audacity. If you check here at the beginning, we have this empty space. So let me make it bigger. Every time you make an MP3 player, they have this kind of silence. Then this thing will break the loop. It will sound a little bit like, not like a real loop. Okay, it will stop for a little moment and then will start again. Okay, so adjust to the window. So that is the problem with this thing. So let's say shift space, 2. Okay, sounds a little bit like the loop is like stopping. Okay, maybe you say, ah, come on, you exaggerate. Yeah, but remember, now let's check here the difference with this guy. We open it in Audition. Now let's play it in the same. Well, let's open it in Audition. It's the same thing. If we open this file, you see no spaces, and you play it. So I recommend, guys, okay, just to sum up this thing. First, we optimize these files, okay, the images. Well, we have to optimize the sounds too. Okay, so I recommend you use MP3 for your sounds, okay, and if you are planning to use loops, well, go for the OGG, okay. So that is the best idea, or WAPs if you want to have, you are not interested in the size of the files, but I guess it's better to use this kind of optimized files or compressed files, okay. Well, so now we have here, and I'm going to use OGG, okay, I'm going to use OGG. So I have to export. I have that, it is here, then I have explosion, and then explosion salt. I don't know, this is another explosion. Yes, this is another explosion. I'm going to export it again, double click, export selection, and here. And also check always your waveform, okay? So just to make sure it's okay. Sometimes you can hear normalize, okay, to optimize. And then you export the selection and you call it, for example, in this case, OGG. And that's it, we close it. No changes. Then we go to laser, double click, and you have all of this space. You can remove this space, okay? So you just select this thing and you just select this part to export it. You just say export selection and you export OGG. You close it, no changes, then move. And now also check you have that's extra space, export selection, okay. Oh well, you can use normalize if you want, and that's okay, that helps. Then you just select the main wave, export selection, move OGG, then we close this one. And we are almost done. Yes, we have the loop over there. Now let's select these files: explosions, dead, laser, move, and the loop. OGG, 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 OGG. We just copy them or cut them. Control K. We go to the optimize folder and we paste them. Okay. So if you check all the sounds, they are like almost 200 kilobytes, kbytes. Well, I have to investigate more. And then if we select the original files, the WAP files, check 1 megabyte and a half. That's a lot, and just for simple sounds. And remember, we're including a loop. Okay, so we have optimized this thing. Let's remove the MP3 players, MP3 file, sorry. Well, let's close first the audio programs. Close. Let's do the same for Audacity. That's it. Now we'll remove the extra files that we are not going to need anymore, just to compare optimize with not optimize. So now we go here and we have this folder. Let's check the properties of the folder. Properties, you have 5 megabytes. Check. Okay, 5, almost 6. And let's go to the optimize, that it has the same things. Properties, and check. Yeah, quite almost 2, but I guess we save a lot of space from this. Okay, so you will have a smaller app in size, okay, and same quality basically. If you check the pictures, they look the same. Well, now let's go to import this thing to App Inventor. Okay, well, we want to import all of these things. And as I told you at the beginning of the video, you have to import here like files one by one. Let's go to documents. Let's go to Papa App Inventor, and then we go here. I have my assets optimize. If you want to upload multiple files, you cannot. Okay, that's not possible, but there is something that you can do. First, this is your project, multiple files. So let's go to my projects. You select the project, and then you say export selected project, okay, .aeia to my computer. You wait a little bit, and you will have your project, your empty project. Then you check it and open it, and I have it here. So now I'm going to copy this or move this file to the apps folder. Okay, documents, and then I go to App Inventor, App Builder here, and I'm going to copy here my my source file. Now I can see the extension. Okay, if you cannot see the extension of your file, go here. Okay, and then you will have, let's maximize this thing, options. Let's go to options. Okay, change options, and then you will see and you will select here and you will use this just to see the extensions of the files. Okay, that is basically the idea. So in that case, you will rename your files. Check, if you check here, hide extensions. If I hide extensions, apply, I cannot see the extensions of this thing. For files, so I recommend you uncheck the unhide. Okay, well, that is the idea. Well, you have the extension, you just rename this, another click, rename, okay, and you rename it to zip. Yes, no problem. So now you have have this your source file like a zip file. Then, very important, the right mouse button, then you say open with, and you open with Windows Explorer. Then you just double click and you have here your source file. Okay, then you say source src app inventor, the name of your, I don't know, your account, multiple files, and then here you have screen 1 vk1. Okay, if you check, you don't have anything for the files. Why? Well, there is something that you might, if you haven't uploaded anything, your file is like that. Okay, you say, well, where can I insert my files? Check. I will show you the difference here. Let's open here this project again, and let's import an image. Okay, in this case I will import this image. And I have my image over there. Then I go here, my projects, and I again save it. I show in the folder. And I will rename it to multiple files too. And let's go to this one that I show you here. Well, this is the original file, and then we have the other one. Just give me a second. Paste it here, I rename it zip, then I open it by button, Windows Explorer, and then you have one folder that is called assets, and in this folder you have the images. In the other one we couldn't check it because it was like it wasn't created because we haven't imported anything. So this is going to help us to know where to insert this folder. Okay, if you check, here is in folder source, so we have to go to the root of the file. Okay, it is src, the source here, and we need to drop or create a folder called assets. So you can make it here, and you cannot do it, okay, because we are in a zip mode. So let me close just this one. This is the one that I first downloaded. So let's go to the images folder, the optimize, and you have two options. You can remove the optimized word, okay, but we have this one, not optimized. Well, we cannot rename it. Okay, well, let's inside this one, let's create a folder and optimize assets like that. We select all of them, we inserted them over there, and you have this folder. Now the idea with this is that you have to drag it to this multiple files.zip. Here you wait a little bit, and that's it. You have your assets folder, you have the sounds, and now we are ready to upload this to App Inventor. So you close the zip file, you can go back, okay, you go back, and then you just rename it again, rename it again to AIA. Yes, ignore the warning, and you have here the source file. Now we go to App Inventor and we are ready to work with this. If you check here in App Inventor, you have multiple files and you cannot upload another AEI or source file, okay, with the same name. So to fix that, we're going to enter to the multiple files and we are just going to save project, okay, as you have this option and you save it as a copy or you delete it, okay. In this case, I don't have anything in this project, okay, but if you just want to update an app, you just rename it, okay. So in this case, I'm going to remove it, delete the project. Delete the project. Are you sure? I'm really sure. And that's it. It's gone. Now we go to projects, my projects, and that's it. We check import project. Select file. We find the file that we have modified. This is one. And we wait because now App Inventor will try to upload all the files, okay. So you have to wait a little bit, yes, but it's better to be than be uploading one file, okay. So you have to be very patient, especially if you have a lot of sounds or images. You have to be very patient with this, okay. So I will say you just wait some time, okay, and I will speed it up the video or cut in here. Okay, well, it was not too long. Here we have all these elements of these beautiful elements. Let's see if this works or not. So let's say picture. I want this picture to be here. And yes, we have all the images, or no, maybe the 10, or maybe the 11 that was very beautiful. Yes, okay, well, you have all your images and you're ready to work with your app, okay? And this is a very small app, okay? Well, if we build the app, so you will have a not very big app, even though we have like images and sounds, okay? Multiple images and multiple sounds. So just give a second to this and let's wait for the final APK file. Okay, I haven't done anything. Okay, if you check, it's just 3 megabytes. Okay, that is not too much considering we have big images. Okay, and we have a loop sound and we have multiple mini sound files. Okay, so well, guys, that it's almost the end of this video. Okay, we haven't worked, okay, with App Inventor in this moment, okay, but I show you before you upload files, images or sounds, what to do. Okay, so just review really fast. Talking about images, okay, before you upload your images, it is important to think about the size of your images. Think about the power of 2. Okay, this is very important. Okay, go to the power of 2 page, okay, check the table and use these values. Okay, use these values. Okay, so don't try to make like, well, my image is just like 77. Okay, so no, go for these numbers, okay, and you won't have problems about the way your images look, okay, in App Inventor. So, well, that is the first thing, the first recommendation about the images. You can use, as I show you, okay, Inkscape. I show you one way to do that, okay, or you can use Gimp. Both are free and really powerful. I have some tutorials with these apps, okay, with this software, okay, so check them. So, well, you have your images, you export your images to PNG, and then before you upload to App Inventor, go to TinyPNG and upload all your images over there, okay? Just to reduce the file, the size of your files, okay? Go to this website. It's sometimes you say, come on, it's not necessary, but believe me, at the end it will be like really necessary, okay? So well, then that is for the images. Now if you have sounds, go and get Audacity, okay? Install Audacity with all the plugins and everything, and optimize your files. Remember, talking about sound files with App Inventor, you can use MP3, WAP, or OGGs, okay? So if you are planning to use, if you want to have very nice quality, use WAPs, okay? So maybe you have just 2 sounds, okay? Well, I guess that it's okay. Use your WAP sounds because this is high quality. But if you are planning to use a lot of sounds, okay, but go for OGGs or MP3. I guess both are okay. You just have to check which is better. But if you are planning to use loops, okay, loop sounds, go for OGGs. Remember, in the MP3 file, we have an extra empty space at the beginning of the file that is added automatically, okay? We cannot eliminate that sounds, okay? And sometimes your loops will sound a little bit strange, so that's why I recommend you go for OGG, okay? So, and then you have that thing. Then if you want to upload all your files at the same time, well, do what we did. Export your project file to your computer, okay, your source file, your AIA, and then rename it to zip. Open it with Explorer, okay, Windows Explorer, and then create a folder, okay, called assets, okay, in the root of the file, assets. And then remember, here your source file, rename it to zip. When you have it to zip, as a zip, you open it here just to show you better, because if not, sometimes you say what. You create an assets folder like that, and inside the assets folder, you open it, you drag all your images and sounds over there, okay? And that is the idea. That's pretty much the idea. Then you just rename this file to AIA, okay, with the name that you want to have in your App Inventor, and make sure you don't have any project with the same name as this project. And then you just my projects, import, and you import your file, and that's happened, okay? That's it. Well guys, I know it was a little bit long, okay? I was taking some time to explain some concepts, but I guess this is very important, okay? Because sometimes we want just to work with App Inventor and that, but you have to do some things before that, okay? So, and I guess these are some very good advice for you, some best practices. So please, I hope this tutorial was helpful for you, okay? And I will see you next time. My name is Eduardo, and please share this video with someone who's learning App Inventor just like me, okay? I will see you next time. Goodbye.